In the 1990s, video games went through a glory period. As new technology was coming out, video games was getting better, and even though back then playing video games basically made you the biggest nerd in school, if you were willing to put that behind you, kicking back at your local arcade or hang out with like friends and shit, and like that one kid that you knew you was gonna beat all the time, so like he was like, "Hey yo, I wanna play Street Fighter," and he's like, "Oh hell yeah, I'm gonna play the fucking one chick that kicks a lot." And you just played Ryu, and yeah, we all know how that shit goes. When home consoles came out, shit, guess what happened? Another fucking glory period. And it was like, boom, look at this. This game came out, and this game came out. And these graphics, although fucking Lara Croft has square titties, hey, it's better than fucking pixelated titties. And then with that, obviously, a bunch of game companies, they make the great games, and then the sequels to those great games, sometimes a little bit too many sequels. But one game company to come out during that time period was Rockstar Games. Well, they didn't really come out, like, they didn't come out the closet. But, like, you know what I mean? Like, they were like, hey, yo, we have this game where you get to shoot people and steal cars. And everyone ate that shit up. And then, GTA 2 came out, GTA 3 came out, and it was like, hey yo, guess what? We're 3D now. Now you get to shoot people and steal cars in virtual reality. And everyone's like, yo! Sorry. And then, like, Vice City came out, and then San Andreas came out, and, like, Rockstar Games was basically the masters of making games where you get to kill people and, like, steal cars and shit. Yeah, we all kind of psychopaths, but, like, hey, yo, the people ain't real. I ain't actually technically killing anyone. With that, so, there's gonna be the copycats. Okay, I said it. Okay, look, Saints Row fans, I know how y'all be all up in your feelings. Like, oh, please, Saints Row is a fucking... It's original. No, it's not, bitch. Okay, like, if GTA never came out, there would be no Saints Row. Let's all see it, okay? And a lot of people watching the videos like, what the fuck is Saints Row? And if you're thinking Saints Row is like just a game with, fucking grotesque baseball bats and like kicking people in the nuts and shit, you're kind of right. But there was a time where Saints Row was actually like a game about gangs and shit. Sound original? Of course it does. Saints Row, to me at least, has been a game that's always been, like, the best kept secret in gaming. And I say that in, like, shit, if I'm being honest, I really wish these games blew up, or at least, like, the first two blew up more than they have, because I really feel like these games are treasures, and they're really fun to play. Even though they don't really provide much other than, like, the storyline and shit. Come on, like, it's 2006 when this game came out, and even though, like, other games is, like, more expandable, like, come on, no one cares about online gaming and shit. Like, come on, bro. And plus, like, it's a fucking sandbox game. No one's gonna be like, hey yo, this fucking online sucks and shit. So, I remember when I was a little kid. Yes, I know I was a little kid once. Hard to believe it. And I was like, hey yo, mom, can I have Grand Theft Auto? And she was like, psych! You thought I was gonna let you have that game that's about killing strippers and fucking doing cocaine and fucking like all that shit. But no, you can like, have this one where it's like, it looks a lot more kid friendly, even though the cover is literally less kid friendly than most GTA games. Like, bro, there's a fucking fat dude with a gun. Like, what do you think this is? I was about to make a joke. I'm not gonna say that. So I got the Saints Row 1. The Saints Row 1. There was only one copy because the game was ass. Like, I went to the GameStop like so many times and they're like, what the fuck is Saints Row? Wait, there's a Saints Row that isn't the third? And then I bought this shit. I put that shit in my like 720p Xbox 360 because back then I didn't have an HDMI. I had like those 3 cords that you plug into the back of your TV and you had to like be a fucking... Back then it was like fucking... I felt like I was the hacker from the show about the hacker. And then bam! And back then I was a little kid, so like the idea of a bad video game was like nothing, because like nothing was bad when you were a kid. And to me, this game was like the coolest shit ever. I was like, whoa, this is like Grand Theft Auto, but not Grand Theft Auto. It's like Grand Theft Auto, but purple. And yeah, and I had a lot of fun with it as a kid. That's why I'm making this video about it. Now, enough about this introduction. Let's get into what Saints Row is about. Volition, I'm gonna get so much hate if I'm saying it. Volition started development of Saints Row in 2003, shortly after Grand Theft Auto San Andreas trailer leaked, which threw Saints Row back even more years, because interesting fact, before the Saints were gonna be rocking purple, they were gonna be rocking green. And then like Rockstar was like, aha, it's like, that ain't happening. And then yeah, with fear of copyright, they changed the game color to purple. The idea of Saints Row came from a few members of Volition creating a vision board filled with like movie ideas and shit, with the song Fuck the Police in the background. Now, THQ saw this, was like, yo, this is original. But they were like, okay, we're gonna let you make this game, but 2 rules. No children, because you know, you can't be fucking shooting minors and shit. And no police violence. Now, you're probably thinking, how the fuck do you make a game about gang violence without, you know, at least a little bit of shooting cops in the dome? And that's when, like, THQ finally came to this sense. It was like, fine, we'll let you guys shoot police. Funny enough, people that was on the Volition team hated working on, well, I don't want to say everyone, but like, a lot of people hated working on this game because, like, it was like, ugh, bro, we really just made this fucking game called Red Faction. I think that's what it's called. Don't fucking quote me on that. Which is, if I'm being honest, I've only played one Red Faction. It was the one that was made all of them was made a long time ago. You get the idea. And then they were like, now we have to make this fucking game where everything is fucking criminals and shit. Fuck, I hate this. And then like, the game was successful and they were like, yo, let's do it again. And yeah, originally the game was gonna be called Bling Bling, which is the worst fucking name I've ever heard of in my life. It sounds like a fucking like 90s rap album, or like fucking rapper name. And then yeah, with no information of the 7th generation, they basically made the game to be on PS2. That's why it looks fucking ass. Not like bad ass, like flat ass, but like, you know, it's curvature, but like not too curvy ass. So the game was supposed to be on PlayStation 2. Now with that, Saints Row in 2006, after a fucking long time period of it being made, it being delayed, and then it being made again, it finally came out. Interesting fact about this game, it was actually the first game on the Xbox 360 that was a sandbox game. That's cool fact, right? Yeah, the thing that sucked is that the game didn't really like sell as well as like Volition hoped. Now it's still like it didn't do bad. It just didn't do good. But it did good enough for THQ to be like, hey yo, I know how much your team hated making this game. You want to do it again? And then yeah, they did. Now, I'm gonna be reviewing this game, and there's gonna be 3 sections to how I'm gonna be reviewing it: gameplay, side shit, and the storyline. I'm saving the storyline for last because I'm gonna go into great detail on the storyline. Because yeah, that's gonna be a lot of the time, and also I don't want to like spoil anything, even though the game is like older than most people who are gonna be watching this video. So yeah, let's get into the gameplay, shall we? First things first, when you boot up the game, get past the character customization, you're gonna notice the first thing. Why the fuck is A to drive and X to decelerate? Now, I understand that, like, maybe they just want to be like originals, like, ayo, if we have like the exact same control scheme, like, people are gonna get mad at us. But still, now, you get used to it, so like, it's not that big of a deal. And also, you can't ADS with any of the guns in this game other than the sniper, because you know, it's a fucking sniper. So instead of LT being aim in, by the way, I'm saying LT because this game was made for the 360 first, so PlayStation fans, don't fucking dislike this video, or I'm gonna find you and your family and make you guys watch the entire Saints Row fucking like trilogy, which honestly is not even that bad. I should make you guys watch Saints Row 4. That's actually the bad one, in my opinion. And then yeah, not even Saints Row 4. I'll make you guys watch Gat Out of Hell. Now I'm going on a whole tangent. Like fuck, I have to review these games in the future. Fuck. Anyways, where was I? Oh yeah, the fucking cars in this game are also pretty fucking ass. Not ass in like they look bad or there's no variation in them, but for some reason every car in this game is made out of jello, and like if you get hit 2 times, you just blow up. And it was like, what the fuck? This is like 2006. Most cars are still made out of metal. Why the fuck are they blowing up like this? Now the AI in this game is okay. Like, unless if you have an IQ over 1, like, you won't die unless it was, like, a final mission of, like, a certain gang, which they all have, like, Desert Eagles who will fucking snipe your dumbass. But the pedestrians are actually pretty good for a 2006 game. They aren't, like, GTA San Andreas level where, like, most of the pedestrians will, like, you can, like, be standing there and they'll, like, legit be doing some cool-ass shit, and you won't even know because you're, like, in the bathroom taking a shit, and your character is standing there. But you know, they do their job. Like it's not anything special. The drivers get to point A to point B, so like they don't suck, I guess. Now, for some reason, the one biggest annoyance in this game, I don't know if it's because of the limitations of the hardware back then, but say if you're looking one direction, you see a car coming, you look 180 degrees, and then you look 180 degrees back, the car will despawn most of the time. Oh, that is so fucking annoying, especially in like activities like insurance fraud, where you literally like, oh my god, it's the most annoying thing ever. And like, you can tell it's intentional, or I hope it's intentional, unless like it just slipped and they didn't play tested. I'm pretty sure that's the word. They didn't play test the game. It's like, bro. But I guess like if it made the game run any better than it did, then like okay, fine. I'll let it slide. And the city is alright, if I'm being honest. It's not like super special. It's not like super memorable. In fact, if I'm being honest, the Saints Row 2 Stillwater is way more memorable than the Saints Row 1. And honestly, this is gonna get a lot of fucking Saints Row fans pissed. But the city's basically Vice City. Like, there's the one side that has the airport, and there's like the poor side. But like, there's a little bit of like richness, but not too much. And then you have like the side was like, whoa, damn, look at all these lights and shit. Whoa, yeah, you get the point. Now, first of all, one thing about this game that like it's funny as fuck, when it came out, it was like basically known as the GTA clone. If you watch the IGN review, it's like GTA. Give a mention like this game is a little bit like GTA. Do you even mention GTA? And like
GTA. So on the con side, the game's terribly unoriginal, and it copies GTA to such an extent that some people won't get over it. I actually did because the game's fun.
If I'm being honest, it's funny as fuck. Like most like, I've been on the like what's it called? What fuck? I'm so bad at talking. I've been on the Saints Row Reddit, and it was like, stop comparing this game to GTA 5. It's not funny anymore. Try different jokes. Like honestly, here's the thing about media. There's gonna be copycats. There's gonna be copycats better than other copycats. If I'm being honest, Saints Row sucks. Okay, look, I said it. Okay. Saints Row 1 is not the best. It's great storyline wise. It's not great gameplay wise. Here's why I say that. In GTA, if you want to go fucking play basketball, you can. And that's cool. Well, at least like back then, you was able to play basketball. Reminder, I'm comparing this game to every game that was out in 2006, or at least every sandbox game that was out in 2006. Like GTA, you can actually like, if you want to be a weirdo, you can like role play like, hey yo, let me go play basketball. Hey yo, let me go shoot up gangs. Hey yo, let me like go do this like normal average. Let me go play pool. You can't do that in this game. In this game, it's like, I don't know, like there's even a fucking basketball court, and there's no basketball. You didn't even have to like fucking like make a whole mini game. You could just like make, we can like pick up a basketball and throw it, and you could be all funny and shit, throw it at people, and like throw it into the hoop. But like no. So yeah, I ain't complaining, but like Saints Row does not even compare to GTA, because GTA you can like actually treat it like it's some real shit. In Saints Row, you can't really do that unless you have like a good ass imagination, and that's it. Unless you try buying shit or do the mini activities that like don't do shit in this game other than like give you respect and money, which you just go to buy shit and then you go broke and then you need to do the activities again. Yeah, there's not much to do in this game.